Just trying to find something a second.
Yeah. But whilst KB is loading up that clip, I will also go on about the situation with William Saliba.
Yeah.
And Sky Sports have reported Mikel Arteta has admitted he's fed up with the Arsenal defender's situation. He's made only 2 matchday squads since joining the squad for this season. Arteta added a loan move in January could be a possibility. This guy, he arrived at the Emirates from Saint Etienne for 27 million in July of last year. So he was an Unai Emery signing, but we immediately sent him off on loan to get more experience because he is only 19.
Mm.
And I mean, at the time when our defense was falling to pieces and we had our 2 main centre backs of Mustafi and David Luiz, this was a time where we were really crying out for some metal and some steel to add to our centre backs. We now have too many centre backs, right? We have about 8. So we have Socrates, Luiz, Chambers, Holding, Mustafi, Saliba, Pablo Mari, and who's the other one? Mavropanos, right? So we have 8 centre backs at the club. It's ridiculous, and we have sent out a few on loan already. This guy, I really feel like he had a role. He would have had a role to play this season. I don't know whether it was a case of Unai Emery bought this guy, and all of a sudden he was no bloody good. As soon as Arteta came into the fold and was like, "This is not the quality we're looking at." But to not even have him in the Europa League squad, to give him a chance, and there's all these rumours about how Saliba had some issues with his family back in France, and my heart goes out to him, really, if that's the case. But then the plot has thickened with Saint-Etienne accusing us of reneging on an agreement to send him back to France on deadline day, which we have denied. And apparently, we also tried to offload him on loan to some championships clubs, but they have also failed to materialise. And it's a really underwhelming introduction to his Arsenal career, and Arteta has himself said, "I'm fed up with the situation. We tried to find a way in the last few days to give him some football." I explained that he needed that transition year when we decided to buy him and send him on loan to Saint Etienne. For many reasons, that didn't happen. He didn't have that transition year, and he needs to go through that. So I guess what Arteta's saying is he's not ready yet for first team football, which is a real shame, because we've waited a year for this kid to come through and show what he's worth, And 27 million, despite the fact that these days 27 million buys you a crunchy nowadays, or a Cadbury's flake. It's really not that much money footballing wise, but still, it's a lot of money to pay for a player who is not playing.
Yeah,
and we need to get out of this mentality of spending loads of money on players and not playing them.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I think we got I think it's a kind of a case with Jedson Fernandez at the moment, because I think he's mostly going to go back to the Portuguese league in January, because he's been left out of the Europa League registration. He's not getting any. He's not even on the bench, even. So I just don't see a place for him on the squad at the moment. Reguilon is another guy who's in up in the air of, like, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna be bought back by Real Madrid? It all depends on if Mendy is a good replacement permanently for Marcelo when he goes. I do hope that Reguilon stays, because he's been fantastic so far, and in that, it depends how much he's enjoyed his time at Spurs, and I think if people keep on saying on Twitter that Mendy's better, then I hope they keep saying that so we keep him. Just a little tactic there. So,
but actually, sorry, just one more thing when it comes to Arsenal, and then we'll play the clip. But the other guy I want to give a massive shout out to of our side is Mohamed El Neni, who seems to be going through probably a renaissance that could save his Arsenal career, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been with us since 2016. So Arsene Wenger actually signed him from Basel, undisclosed fee. And he got off to, he was okay as a utility player, but he never really kind of made the role his own. I remember he scored a goal against his first goal for Arsenal against Barcelona in the Champions League.
Oh, right.
So he's been with us for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of he had a few shaky performances. And you could argue he was a bit ineffective in the role that he was being put in. It didn't help, obviously, that our overall team form went to shit. And as a result, he went on loan last season to Besiktas in Turkey. And now he's come back, and because of our lack of midfielders, Arteta has given him a chance. And he basically shut out Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba against Man United.
But
rendered them ineffective.
Yeah, because it was the same case with Ndombele versus Pogba. I just think, I don't know, I think Pogba's work rate has just has taken quite a slope down the hill. Because Pogba, when he wants to play, he's a fantastic player. But it's just about, does he just not have the heart to play for Man U anymore? I don't think he has for years now.
Well, Pogba's obviously, it's a bit like with us with Mesut Ozil. He's a luxury player, and they forked out a lot of money for him, and he's not really repaying the favour.
Yeah, because
obviously you're always going to have the stigma of a transfer fee attached to your performances, but at the end of the day, you still need to put a modicum of a shift in. For your club.
Because I think that's probably why Real have always been on the fence about him, because, if he's going to be like that for Man U, who's to say he's not going to be like that for Real as well? Someone like...
And as Murray Man actually has rightly pointed out about El Nani, himself and Partey have been fantastic together in the midfield.
Yeah.
And that is a partnership that could blossom. It could be like I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but it could be a Vieira Petit scenario.
Yeah.
Vieira.
Vieira.
Thomas Partey being our Patrick Vieira, our kind of stalwart midfield general who ties it all together, creates chances, scores the occasional goal, defends quite well. And El Neni is the kind of free-flowing kind of midfielder that Petit was.
Yeah.
It could be a situation like that. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but it would be very nice to have that combination.
All in good time. We have to see what comes out of it. It's like people saying, is Son world class? Many people would agree that he is, but I think you got to see what he can do for the rest of the season as well. And I know he's done a hell of a lot for the club in the past few seasons, but I think this is his season, him and Kane's season especially. And they've been nominated for Player of the Month as well. So. Hopefully get one of those cards in FIFA as well.